Welcome to New Mexico Restaurants Now, where we get you the inside scoop on the food scene across New Mexico. This episode is brought to you by the New Mexico Restaurant Association's Chef's Table sponsors. These businesses provide the most generous level of support to help keep our restaurants protected, informed, and successful. So thank you to Benny Keith Foods, the Food Industry Self-Insurance Fund, Heartland Payment Systems, Shamrock Foods, Cisco New Mexico, and U.S. Foods. We would not be here without you. I'm Carol White, CEO of the New Mexico Restaurant Association, and today our guest is Shelly Quartieri from Colfax Tavern and Diner, also known as Cold Beer New Mexico. Shelly, it's such a pleasure to have you here with us. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. This is awesome.
It is awesome. Now, I looked up because I did not know where Cold Beer New Mexico was, and I couldn't even imagine why there's a Cold Beer in New Mexico. Can you tell us?
Absolutely, I can. So the town of Colfax, New Mexico used to exist, and the Colfax Pavilion was established in 1929. That is where I'm at now. However, this is the third building, and I'm the fourth owner since 1929. But it was a bar on one end, a roller skating on the other end. My husband remembers roller skating when he was a little boy here. My in-laws used to come out and dance, and the history, it's a historic spot. Although the town doesn't exist anymore, the previous owner before me, Roger, had cold beer. So when they walked in the door, he would say, welcome, we have cold beer. Because the previous owner before him would load up the beer and alcohol in the trunk of his car or the back of his truck and take it home. I guess he was not very trustworthy. And so it wasn't real cold by the time he got back, put it in the coolers, and people would start drinking. So when the owner before me, Roger, had it, he made sure there was cold because it wasn't necessarily before. Since everybody locally started calling it cold beer, Roger added the New Mexico at the end. So it's a real place. It's just not a township or city because there's no zip code attached to it. But he handed the baton over to me, and I am the mayor of Cold Beer, New Mexico.
It's so fun. So I did see a photo on your website, and it showed the tavern with a big sign that said cold beer outside. Is that still there?
Yeah, it's the side of the building, and the words cold beer are painted on the side of the building. And then there's a little sign on the top that it does say cold beer NM. Yes.
So that's great fun. Now I do want to tell people that, you're kind of in the middle of New Mexico, and like you say, there's not really a town around you, and you're using satellite. So if there's a little bit of a delay, everybody just deal with it, right? And it's just, so tell us, if you're coming into New Mexico, gosh, I'm going to say from Colorado, or if you're on I-25, how do you get to Cold Beer or the Colfax Tavern?
That's a good idea. And yes, I am in the middle of nowhere. We are at a
Didn't say it.
road, a junction road, 505, and which only has been paved about 10 years. So, and then the Highway 64 between Raton and Cimarron. So if you're coming from the north, from Colorado, you're on I-25, you take the exit just south of Raton to Cimarron or Taos, which is Highway 64. You'll drive right past me. You can't miss me. We're 28 miles from that turn. Coming from Texas, sometimes they come up through Springer. From Springer, you go on up into Maxwell, and you take the Maxwell exit 426, and it's 12 miles to Cold Beer. You will come to a dead end, and we're right there.
Yeah, how fun.
It's pretty easy to find.
Yeah, well, and then if you're coming from Cimarron, which is the Enchanted Circle area, and as a matter of fact, my husband and I did this last year. We came from Cimarron to get onto I-25, and we missed Cold Beer, right? And so
you took the highway towards the truck stop instead of the one towards Raton.
Well, now that I know about you, I will not miss that again. Okay. And as a matter of fact, we'll
So
make a
from
special trip.
Cimarron, we're only 12 miles.
Yeah.
So if you need to come out and then go back that way, you can, but this little 505 junction will take you right back where you would have ended up anyway.
Very fun. So tell me about the tavern. I mean, we can see it there behind you, and thank you for being inside your building, because that's special. Tell us a little bit more about it. How do people find you? And then, I mean, do you have lots of people come, or a few every day?
Well, right now we're only open Thursday evenings and then all day Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Once Memorial Day hits, after that, we'll probably open 6 days a week. We've had no problem staying busy. We get folks in from all over, from Colorado, Kansas, Missouri, Texas, Oklahoma, Arizona, and all over the state. We have people drive just for supper from all the way from Clayton. So it's quite interesting when people stop in, they go, who comes here? Do you get anybody here? You don't see a house for 35 miles. I mean, it's so beautiful out here. We see lots of elk herds, antelope herds. We've had a bear visit the tavern more than once. And since 1929, several bears have been photographed with their heads sticking in the back door. We had one, a little baby cub who the Game and Fish had to come and rescue and take to the zoo in Espanola to be rehabilitated. He was so cute. He ate pizza and he walked around the back patio. And it's quite interesting. I'm just saying. That's what our slogan is. Where not much happens, but you better be here when it does.
That is, I mean, it sounds like a blast. Now, and you guys have live music, is that correct?
Absolutely. We do have an outdoor stage and indoor stage. Our biggest concert to date has been Rick Trevino, and we had 350 people here. We have a full 2 acres outside, so we have plenty of room. And we've just remodeled the beer garden. We've put 2 cornhole boards and tables, and we've put up sunshades now, and we have a covered patio area and then the open patio door area. We are dog friendly, family friendly.
Very fun. I can't wait to get there. Now, tell me a little bit about the food.
The food. Well, we have green chili cheeseburgers. We have pizza, chicken, fish, and you usually have pork. So usually when people come up, I can say, okay, you have beef, pork, chicken, fish, or pizza. So you can kind of really choose. We add a salad in the summer with the crispy chicken. And then I had a trucker one time stop in and say, I have eaten burgers all over the country, and this was by far the best burger I've ever eaten. I know it's a very, very competitive market in New Mexico for green chili cheeseburgers, but we hold our own. Yeah.
Very good.
And French fries every day. It was a must. Mm-hmm.
Fabulous. Okay. Well, mouth's watering. That's tell me, how did you get where you are and into this business?
Me and my husband have been married 29 years. My husband is originally from Maxwell, New Mexico, which is just 11 miles down the road. We own a little ranch 3 miles down the road. And so when we closed our consulting agency with Los Alamos, New Mexico National Laboratory, we were looking for another business. I had known the previous owner, Roger, for 20 years. I call him Chef Roger because when you're on the ranch working and then you can't got time to cook supper, he was always there for me. We'd come down and eat supper or grab a pizza. So he taught me how to make pizza and the burgers and kind of just let me go with it. Me and Danny have owned the place 5 years now. Like I said, we were looking for a business. And one day he said, you want to buy a bar? And I said, probably not, because I have been sober 18 years. And it's kind of, and he knew that, but he still said, you want to buy a bar? And I mentioned it to my husband, and here we are 5 years later. It's awesome.
Well, at least you're not drinking the profits, right?
That's right.
It's actually better that way.
You're right, it is. We do a lot of things for the community. We feel like most things aren't worth doing unless we can help others while we're doing it. And it's been great. We have a lot of local support. Yeah, we sure do.
Well, I bet they love having you there. I mean, there's, like you say, there's not much around. And tell me, is there a ghost town there?
There used to be. Dawson, you can't, it's privately gated now, the Dawson Cemetery and the Dawson mining town that my mother-in-law was actually born in, is closed. You can't get to it except 2 times a year. They'll have the Dawson reunion and people from all over come and just visit and show old pictures. The little town of Colfax just has foundations. I don't see a ghost town anymore, but there has been some residual spirits hanging around Cold Beer. I think they used to have such a great time here. They just weren't willing to leave.
Now that's fun. Do you have ghost stories you can tell us?
I have one since I've owned it. The
All
previous
right.
owner, probably 20 years, he has a few more. Me, I have not experienced it. One of my young lady cooks, she is from Minnesota. I showed up one day and she said, Shelly, you might think I'm crazy, but I need to tell you this. And I go, okay, I probably won't think you're crazy, but let's go for it. And she said, so I'm in here cleaning the bathroom and I look in the big room and there's a lady in this pink dress with this hairdo. And I said, ma'am, we're not open yet. And then she looked back down and she started to walk in the big room and she was nowhere to be found. And she says, I really think I'm going crazy. You're probably not. She probably used to dance out here and have a great time. You know, I can just picture the pink chiffon dress with the, you know, the 60s bump beehive hair is what I could picture. But yeah, she said, I swear I saw her. And I go, I believe you did. It's okay. She's not gonna
lots of folks hanging around even when we're not open, right? That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, arms and lights and different things happen, you know. Nothing to be scared about.
Now you say you have a ranch. Do you have cattle or goats? You know, what do you do?
No, well, we used to raise bucking bulls for the professional rodeo and PBRs, and we've done a faith-based bull riding camp for 10 years for young children. And so we've moved that currently to Oklahoma. So me and Danny are gone a week to Oklahoma for the faith-based. It's a bull camp, bronc camp, and bullfighting camp. We usually have 200 plus people there during it and cook 3 meals a day for 5 days. And it's a lot of fun, and it's just where our heart was called to be. And so we utilize the ranch for that, the nonprofit, plus we raise in the buck and bulls. And we've currently decided with the last year, the market has dropped in beef and cattle and everything very high. So we're just kind of doing a few beef cows now.
Yeah. Well, very interesting. I'm always wondering what people do in rural New Mexico. So besides coming to your place, you know, there's got to be something to do out there, right? Because they live there. And my husband and I fish.
A lot of people like to fish.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we fished in Cimarron, and that's how we came through, very close to you, but not quite, right? So next time we will come back. We went up through Taos and then back through Cimarron. Beautiful drive. I mean, that is absolutely, again, a breathtaking, gorgeous area of New Mexico. And I don't know what are you guys in the mountains or are you on a plain?
We're right at the plains. So when you leave Cimarron, you know, it's where the Rockies meet the plains. That's the motto. We have the mountains right beside us here in the front. 3 miles down the road is where we live, and we drop down into the river. So we are kind of on the edge of the mountains on the plains. Yes.
Beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it is a gorgeous area. So, and you can, you know, if you're going up or down I-25, no matter which way, you can stop in. It's not far off the road, right? So like
it's on the road.
Right. So it wouldn't be much of a detour to go to your place if you're going down I-25, is that right? Or is that a lot of a detour?
No, I have people do that all the time. I say, well, where are you heading? They go, Las Cruces. I go, are you going the long way around? And they go, no, we just come here and then we go back to I-25. I'm like, oh, well, thank you. That's awesome. They go, we couldn't not do it. That happens all the time. Once people discover us, they pretty much return on a regular basis.
And for the most part, you're open from Thursday through. Yeah. Well, like a happy accident, right?
Absolutely.
So you're open mostly from Thursday through Sunday. Is that right? During the season, right? And yes. Summer is your season, correct? Starting Memorial.
We stay open in the winter, but our summer starts after Memorial Day. Yeah. And then after Labor Day, we'll go back to winter hours. Mm-hmm. We have lots of annual events scheduled as well. We have the annual pasture golf tournament.
Talk about that.
I laugh because it's so funny. We'll have 40 plus people hitting golf balls out in the desert in the little hills here. You hit a 55-gallon drum. That's considered the hole. We have a par threes, 9-hole par threes, and they pay a little fee to play, and they walk around with their little clubs in like a lawn chair bag or whatever. And and it's so much fun. We have people come from North Texas. There is a group of guys who are so awesome. They're called the LPGA, which is the Lubbock Pasture Golf Association. And they come every year. We just scheduled August 21st. It's a blast. We give out golf towels and golf bags and a lot of free goodies. And we try to donate some of the proceeds to the local high school golf team.
Nice. And when you said pasture golf, I was thinking maybe manure, but no, you use actual golf balls. That's good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you don't even have to have any clubs or balls of your own. We can supply those for you. Yeah, we have a lot of used leftover that we find because it's quite challenging with the cactuses, the arroyas, the snakes, the antelope. It's funny.
Mm-hmm. Very fun. So what else do you do? What other events do you have?
The beach volleyball tournament we have every year. We also do the summer concert series. We've started booking them. Our biggest event of the year is, we also do the National Wild Turkey Federation banquet. And I'm going to, now that we're green and we can schedule these things and advertise it, I'll be posting them on our events page on the Facebook page. So the biggest one is called the Honky Tonk Hodgepodge. This started second to the last year of the previous owner. We are now in our sixth year, and the last year we had it was 2019. It's the first weekend in August. There were 39 bands here.
Wow.
It is amazing. I know. So we start in the evening at 6 p.m. on Friday, play till midnight. Then Saturday we start at noon and play till midnight on Saturday. If we feel like we can open on Sunday, we will. But sometimes it just doesn't happen because we have to clean up. People camp, they tent. We've had over 200 tents here at one time. The 39 bands, they alternate indoor, outdoor. It is amazing. I have 2 young men who live in Colorado around the Denver area. One of them owns a bar, and they get all these. It just started where bands started reaching out to them. Can we play the Honky Tonk Hodgepodge at Cold Beer? They even wrote a song about Cold Beer, New Mexico for us. So anyway, it's I call it the mini Woodstock because that's what it reminds me of.
I can't wait. I can't believe I didn't know about you guys before. I know. I'm very excited.
It doesn't matter, rain, snow, sunshine, whatever, they're here and it's happening. And it is one of the funnest. I'm 54 years old and it's one of the funnest times I've ever had. A Honky Tonk Hodgepodge at Cold Beer, New Mexico.
And that's the first weekend in August?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we can't miss that. And you have a summer music series too. Is that every weekend?
Not every weekend. It's definitely one concert a month. We are shooting for two a month this year. Sometimes it's acoustic, sometimes it's a band, sometimes it's rock, sometimes it's country, sometimes it's both. We also have an annual Halloween party that has been very, very popular. We have to rent a tent, heaters, because we have over 100 people show up for that. We built it and they come.
That is amazing. And it goes to show you must be a really great, fun place and good people to do business with, or people wouldn't show, right?
That's right. That's right.
Well, very good. And on my notes, I don't want to miss this. Not only are you in Cold Beer, New Mexico, but you have lots of New Mexico beers on tap. And I have here that you have 20 taps. Is that right?
23 now. We added two.
Nice.
And I have root beer, if you want to call that a beer. Yeah. Red River Brewing Company, house-made root beer, and since I don't drink, that was because of me. Yes, it's very popular. We sell pitchers of root beer.
Nice. Well, and we had Red River Brewing Company on just a couple of weeks ago. So so you have all of their beers. You have Marble, Santa Fe, Sierra Blanca, and then you have New Belgium in Full Sail. So fabulous. I mean, and obviously they are cold because you're where you are.
Are cold. They
Yes.
really are cold. We've with our distributors and other people and went to other places, and it seems like Cold Beer, New Mexico has the most taps on the wall in northern New Mexico.
Very good. So tell us, how do people keep in touch? How do they know what events are going on with you all?
It would be Instagram, which is at Cold Beer NM, or the Facebook page, Colfax Tavern and Diner at Cold Beer, New Mexico. I will start listing those under the events tab probably this coming week. Gearing up for summer, getting ready.
Well, and what I would tell people is don't wait for an event. Just stop in, and I will be up there as soon as I can get there, because that just sounds like more fun than a person should be able to have. And I haven't had your green chili burger yet, right? So I have to have that.
The pizzas, we do not make our own dough, but they are frozen and we do proof them ourselves. Most of the toppings are fresh on top, and we don't skimp. If you order a pepperoni pizza, you will get 45 pieces of pepperoni on it. I guarantee you.
Very good.
It's a lot. You get what you pay for here at Cold Beer, and it's worth the trip and the drive. A lot of the people from the south can come up. They can go for a hike, take their go fishing in the river, and then stop in here. In the wintertime, people are hunting up on in the wilderness, and they come down and have dinner, and then go back up to hunt. Lots of reasons people utilize us out here in the middle of nowhere. Sometimes it's just a bathroom break because they've been traveling with a wife, grandma, and 4 kids since Oklahoma.
And they need some place to take the break.
And I'm like, you can use it. Yeah. And then they're going, oh my gosh, you have food. And we're like, yeah. Are the kids welcome? And it's like, yeah. And now they make it an annual stop on their way to Red River or Angel Fire. Yeah.
Nice. Well, and then you have a website too, coldbeernm.com. Is that correct?
That's correct. I got to start that during our downtime this winter for merchandise sales, because people from all over are saying, I need a t-shirt. And we were just texting or messaging, and then it just makes it easier for them to go online, order it, and I can just ship it once a week. So yes, the online for Cold Beer merchandise.
Very good. Yeah. We'll have to get a Cold Beer t-shirt or mug.
Yes, I have coffee mugs.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else that you want to share with folks?
I sure can't think of anything other than if you haven't been here yet, I can't wait to meet you, and I hope you get to, your curiosity is enough that you can come on out and your experience is great. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's such a pleasure to get to know you a little bit better. And thank you so much. I know you're a member of the New Mexico Restaurant Association, and we certainly appreciate that. And please let us know if there's anything else we can do for you. We're again thrilled to have you here on the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you. We've made this place user-friendly. Used to be a very small building with nothing here, but yep, now we have a lot of room to do a lot of things and have some fun.
Well, very good. I can't wait to see you.
Thanks, Carol. I appreciate y'all very much. Y'all really been another leg for me to stand on through this. I appreciate it.
We have had quite a year, haven't we?
Yes, ma'am.
We're coming out of it though. And
we are surviving.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. I need to hear that. So I want to thank Shelly, and I want to thank our generous sponsors, U.S. Foods, Cisco, New Mexico, Shamrock Foods, Heartland Payment Systems, Food Industry Self-Insurance Fund, and Benny Keith Foods for their annual sponsorship of the New Mexico Restaurant Association and its programs. Visit nmrestaurants.org to learn more about our programs and the Chef Table sponsors. And thanks for tuning in to New Mexico Restaurants Now. You can watch this and other episodes on the New Mexico Restaurants Now YouTube channel, and you can subscribe to the audio podcasts at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon Music.